You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
Hey Zebras, welcome to Peer-to-Peer, the podcast where high school stories meet real-world advice.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Angela.
We're your hosts, and we're so excited to share this journey with you.
In every episode, we dive into the unique experiences students are having at New Brunswick High School. Whether it's overcoming challenges, finding new passions, or navigating the ups and downs of high school.
Plus, we'll share practical tips and advice to help guide underclassmen along the way.
Whether you're looking for inspiration, a good laugh, or just some solid advice, we've got you covered.
So get ready for stories, insight, and some fun conversations right here on Peer-to-Peer,
where your story matters.
Hey Zebras!
Hey Zebras!
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Peer-to-Peer. I'm Michelle, and I'm here with my co-host,
Angela, and we're here with our first pair of co-leaders.
Rodger
and Alexa.
And we're Rolex. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they all looked at me awkwardly. But today me and Alexa are going to be talking about a couple different topics. Firstly, we're going to introduce ourselves. You know, we are the first co-leader pair to be on the podcast, and it's the first episode of the new season. We're talking about good habits, as me and Alexa are both seniors. Everyone in the room are seniors. Our favorite classes, and any classes you recommend for any upcoming... I'm Rodger Vasquez. I'm a senior in New Brunswick High School. I'm also a peer leader. I do soccer, wrestling, and track. I am currently in my soccer season. We had our senior night last week. What else? I am the student council president. This year's student council president. I am part of RFS, NHS, robotics.
Hi, I'm Alexa Puga. I am the manager of the boys and girls volleyball team. I'm part of student council. I'm the treasurer for student council. I'm part of the yearbook club. And I'm also part of National Honor Society. Our first topic is good habits. Rodger, what are some good habits to have?
Stay on top of your work. Not stay on top of it. Just make sure to set aside time, a part of your day if you can. Especially in the first 2 years, because those will be your 2 easiest years. As I know juniors are probably going through it. I was going through it in my junior year. And senior year, I don't even know what's happening. So I know prioritize those first 2 years, as you will have the most amount of free time in those 2 years. As no college applications, no work, because most people start to work towards their sophomore, junior years. And sports will probably be lighter than usual. So just prioritize your time wisely. That's probably the best habit you could have. Start having a binder or a calendar or something like that, or a planner. I wish I would have started doing that. I still wish I'd do that. I don't have a planner, but...
A very important habit to have is to be to school on time. Rodger knows this from personal experience. Rodger, how many lates did you have last year?
I think I had 117, 14. I forgot.
how are you a peer leader?
That's cool, right?
But yeah, she is very true about that. Our school, you know, they're not even that hard on it, but it's a good habit to develop later on, as your job, colleges, and any other future programs you're in aren't going to be as, what is it called?
Lenient?
Lenient.
Yeah, lenient. So make sure that's a great habit to have, as there's a lot of times where you'll need to be early. You won't have another chance.
Yeah, because in college, they don't care. They'll start the lesson without you, and then...
Probably one of my good habits would be, time management in a way, just because I carry a schedule around with me, and it's a habit that I recently picked up, and I've been writing down everything I do every day, works that I have to tackle off my list, and as I progress doing them, I just cross them off my list, and I think it's a really great habit, just because once you lose yourself, it's hard to get back up, just with so much assignments, and also being a part of harder classes in a way. I would say I feel like all of us, have experience being in harder classes. I believe all of us has been in an AP class, no?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us have been in AP class, and AP stats is currently eating me up. and if I don't show up one day, I'm just lost in the sauce. So I feel like having a schedule is an extremely great habit, and it's just very good. So I think just even on your notes, like a lot of people don't like doing it the old-fashioned way, writing everything down on your notebook. But that's just what I do because I always carry a book bag with notebooks. But even like on Remind notes, and there's also a lot of apps that have been programmed to, write down schedules and for you to write down reminders. So I feel like that's a great habit to have and a great habit that I have myself that I've currently have had.
Yeah, I agree with all of you guys. Also, another habit I think is good. Well, it is good having is like simply just focusing in class because you could just put your head down for like 5 minutes and you're already like a whole lesson behind. So it's just like focusing, even if it's like hard to like just maybe stay awake if you're tired or just maybe you're like daydreaming about something else or maybe something else is going on that's like stressing you out. It's like always important to at least like look at the board or look at the teacher while they're talking.
Should we do good like advice at the end or right now? How do you?
Best now. Like maybe we should talk about how to tackle like bad habits.
What's our bad habits? What's some bad habits that we saw ourselves having when we were younger? I guess.
One bad habit that I had was I would get really unfocused like fast. Like I had a hard time focusing on one thing. That's probably why I suck at math because I didn't pay attention. Because to me, math has always been boring. So I didn't pay attention. And now I'm struggling with math. So pay very close attention to math. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's true.
Algebra 2 is not easy.
So some bad habits I had. I'm thinking about it like freshman year as we are leaders and we want to like talk to mainly upcoming well now freshmen. But freshman year I definitely was tardiness. I still have that every single year. That's probably my biggest bad habit is just being tardy. Whether it's school, mainly is school, but whether it's classes, whether it's sports, I tend up being late a lot of times. It's a bad habit that I think has been sunken really deep inside me. So I'm trying to get out of it. But that's definitely the biggest bad habit I had. Also, I think of getting too comfortable in positions where I should take a more the scenario more serious. Like right now, or like I was say last year, there are times where I would be not performing as well as I should in classes, and I would just be like, I'll make it up by the end of the year. And then I'd end up in the last week before grades are due just scrambling to study, make up my grades when I could have just been consistent the entire year. So that's a big habit I did. Yeah, I just think taking things not as seriously as I should have is one of my biggest habits, as I just kind of wanted to enjoy the moment, and it's an extent of where you enjoy it, and you also got to take care of your responsibilities. And that's what I feel like is hitting me bad now, as I'm currently taking AP Stats, AP Lang, and then AP Physics, and my mentality is it's senior year, I want to make the most of it, which isn't a good mentality. So don't listen to me. Don't do what I'm doing. And but I definitely realized, and I realize it now, how like it's kicking me. It's kicking me really bad right now as I'm scrambling to make up my classes, make up the work, and kind of get out of a hole that I dug myself into.
I feel like I've fallen into the YOLO mentality and like just like
Senioritis.
yeah, like no, just
Senioritis.
like
What a week.
yeah. Just like trying to experience like everything, and like trying to live my life, I guess. But then you have like everything on top of that. But a bad habit for me is probably like kind of like what you said, like not taking things seriously and probably like not studying. And last year I did like 3 APs and like I didn't study as much as I should have. And like I guess it hit me like I guess the week before the AP exam, like AP week, that was like, oh, I don't know the things that I thought I did as well. And like on the tests, on some of them I performed worse than I could have, you know what I mean? Like I didn't reach my full potential and I just like kind of like just let myself down. But it's like at the same time, like I got what I put into it. Like since I didn't study, I obviously didn't get like the scores I could have gotten or that I wanted. So yeah, I think just studying is like one of the biggest like I guess habits that I lack in. And even now, like I just have like so like, many things outside of school. Like I work, I have clubs, it's like other like personal things as well. And it's like again, like I'm trying to enjoy my life. Like I'm trying to have a social life too. So it's like a little difficult to find like an equilibrium between everything.
Ooh, equilibrium.
My bad.
So yeah, I think And also that kind of falls into like time management as well.
I would for sure say one of my bad habits have been slacking. I've been getting better, but especially with my freshman year, I felt like I never had like no one there to like guide me in a way, I would say. Just because, I never had like a sibling that, has ever, experienced like high school or like even like, graduated or anything, or like just wasn't really that connected with school. So I like never had anyone there to like guide me and like tell me, oh, you have to do this and that. Especially my parents who like they wouldn't understand because I don't think they've even made it to like elementary school. So it's been like a hard barricade to like break through and be able to like speak to them upon that. So I feel like when you have no one there to like tell you, obviously you do have your teachers that are there like to tell you like, oh, do your work, but like they're not on your back as much because it's you and you're supposed to do your work. So of course they're going to give you a couple reminders, but obviously as time passes, they're just going to like, that's on you. And like now that I'm a senior, like my vision has completely changed on different aspects of just like how I was freshman year to now. And like junior year and senior year, that's when it really started to hit. And I was like, wow, like I would look at my transcript and was like, I really did not try. Like look at my freshman year transcript and it's all like C's. And I'm like, what? Okay, C's might not sound that bad, but now they kind of do. And I just look at it, I was like, wow, like I really didn't try. And like I look at the comments that teachers would leave, and some of them would be like, oh, like student hasn't turned in work. And like I just really slacked. And I would always tell myself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. And it just keeps, piling up onto each other. And I just end up not doing it a week later, a month later. And I passed the deadlines of everything. And I just have a big 50 lying in my grade book. And I think junior year, I did better. I was starting to understand, like, oh, like, this is the year that I have to, like, lock in and, stop with the bad habits of slacking just because, I started learning everything about college and just, that they look at your junior year transcript and that's, what they look at. And, like, now that I look at my GPA, I'm like, oh, if I did better my freshman year. And I feel like I've had that conversation with a lot of seniors that, they're always like, if I did better my freshman year, my GPA would have been higher. And also, just comparing myself to all my friends because, all my friends are extremely smart. And I'm just like, wow, like, I'm bad. Like, I'm bad at school. So, slacking is so bad. And now, like, I've gotten better. As I previously said that I have a schedule now and I've really put myself together. And once you get to college, no one is there on your back. Just like Alexa said, no one's going to be there. Like, no one's going to wait for you. No one's going to be like, hey, turn in your work. Like, college teachers, they're getting paid. They're teaching their lessons, and that's all they care about. Obviously, I'm not saying that they don't care about you, but, they're doing their job, so you have to do yours as well. And, it's a good habit that, you're supposed to. I've been getting progressively better, so start now or you're never going to start. So start now. Even if it's like you seem like it's going to be late, it's a great habit to pick up anytime. Even as an adult, especially as an adult when you have a job. Even people are working now, but like, corporate jobs and things like that, you have to have great habits, and slacking is not a good habit at all.
Okay.
Speaking of jobs, what is everyone's dream career? A little fun fact for everyone. Like, what do y'all plan to do? What is y'all dream? Like, what do y'all want to do?
So currently, I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. Because I was thinking of being a lawyer, but that's kind of shifted to something else. I think I'm going to join the, what's it called? The Navy.
Ooh.
Okay.
How did you get to that conclusion that you want to join the Navy? I saw your Instagram note, and I was like, ooh.
My cousin just came back from the Marines. And he wanted me to get to join it. And I was looking at videos, and I was like, maybe. It's not 100% sure. But then I started looking at Navy boot camp. That didn't look that bad. It seemed doable.
Navy, that's the plane one, right?
No, that's the water.
So the Marines, isn't that the water too?
No, Marines is all three: land, water, and air.
Oh, what?
Air Force.
Air
is there.
Force, yeah.
There's
That's so
Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, and then Space Force.
She's educated.
My dream is to help build like NASA spaceships or NASCAR cars. I always thought those were cool. That's like more aerospace engineering, but I always wanted to do that. Um, but a dream outside of that I always wanted to do was always do something like in governing or something in the Senate. I always wanted to do something like that. I thought that was cool
Interesting.
because you have like so much like power to do something, and I always want someone there who like looks like me. So I wanted to be that person for the upcoming generations.
Yeah. What attracts you to spaceships in NASCAR?
Oh, I just thought they were cool. Like, I always thought they were cool. Like, I always I saw like Buzz Lightyear. I thought that was cool. Also, space is just so interesting. Like, it's just like space. I always want to go up there, but I feel like I'd end up missing everyone down here. So I don't think I'd be able to do it. Shout out David Franco and Purdue. He wants to be the first New Brunswick astronaut. So I support him. If you ever listen to this podcast, Chivo, just know I love you. And I'll see you in Purdue next year, hopefully. So
Angela, what about you?
My dream, similar to Alexa, minus the Navy. I want to be a lawyer. But this is my plan. All right? Let's hear me out. So, in college, because you don't have to major in something specific to go to law school, all you really need is like a good GPA and like your LSAT score, which is like basically a test to get into the law school. I'm thinking of majoring in like finance just because I like finance. I'll get into it later, but yeah, majoring in finance, possibly a double major with poli sci, just because of the writing and reading practice that I'll get. That will like hopefully prepare me for law school. But yeah, if I find that law isn't for me, like I don't like it because I've heard stories where people don't end up liking it, and they find a job in like another career path. Then that's why I would major in finance to like find a job in finance, since that's also like another like. Does that make sense? Like another thing that I like. So yeah, that's basically it. And yeah. Also, some schools like Emory and Boston University and UVA, University of Virginia, they offer like an MBA, which is like your business master's things, and like a JD, which is like, so they offer like those programs like where you get both of them in like 4 years. I'm pretty sure, instead of 5. So it's really interesting. So hopefully I'll be able to do one of those programs. And yeah, what about you, Michelle?
So I was thinking about majoring in biology or in public health. I really want to get into the pre-med route. I really want to work with children, not adults at all. I want to work with children. So hopefully I would like to be a child physician. Hopefully. So that's a big goal. I'm a little scared that I'm going to end up stressing myself out because I've seen a lot of people that end up dropping pre-med, like anything that's like medical related, just due to the stress and endless studying. So I'm a little terrified for that, but we'll see how it goes. We have a lot of big dreams, and to accomplish these, we need good habits. So I definitely think we should talk about how freshmen or anyone in general should start having good habits and how to change their bad habits. Because I felt
like kind of how we changed our habits.
yeah, how do we start? How do we get to that point?
I think Alexa should start.
You haven't started.
I'm talking about like the very beginning. You were like, oh, the topics, and you started going
Okay,
off.
I'll start then.
Okay.
Okay.
You want her? Yeah, I said Alexa.
Let's just
Yeah, let Alexa start. Go ahead.
A good way to change your habits. I think for what I said, which was focusing, you can't really like. No, I think you should like put your phone in your book bag, because like that's what I still don't do that. My friends do that, but that's I think what unfocused me the most, because I would always be on my phone in class, like when the teacher was talking and like they didn't care if we had our phones out. I would like watch it sometimes, like I'd like text people on it or look at Instagram stories. So yeah, I think putting your phone like somewhere where you can't see it, because that can make you unfocused from whatever you're doing. And also just trying like to pay attention to what they're doing, like sit in the front or in the second row, not all in the back. I did that my freshman year. History. I still got a good grade because I liked history, but in math I didn't. Roger?
Um, for my bad habits, it's a little hard with time management, as that's always something that's always gonna be struggling, no matter how old you get. But I think my best way of handling it was kind of understanding, um, like how bad that I want something, and for me, my way of like making sure, I guess I lock in, I guess in a sense, or like make sure that I hold myself accountable, is by thinking like at the end of the day, what am I doing this for? And I think about just my family, and that's whenever I need to do my work. So I guess my piece of advice for people was just think about what you're doing this for. Have a reason to do your work, have a reason to lock in, have a reason to put your energy into something, because it gives you motivation. It also gives you discipline. As if you're disappointing someone else, then it kind of makes me feel a type of way. Like if I'm doing a group project with somebody and I'm being lazy, I feel a type of way because I feel like I failed that person. So just holding yourself accountable is the most important way you could get rid of your bad habits. As for timing, I still struggle with that. But for sports, I think I've gotten better with it. As I know, freshman year me was usually very, very late to a lot of things, especially those 7:15 a.m. practices we had in the summer. But this year I made sure to get in time, as I realized it's my last year and I wanted to, put everything into my last year. So I wanted to make sure I came early and set an example for my freshmen.
Okay. What about you, Angela?
Yeah, I think creating a schedule is one of the ways I've fixed my bad habit of now having a routine for things. Like, for example, I've started making like a calendar. I started making a schedule, I guess, like weekly or I guess for the month, but then, stuff comes up each week. So usually I keep it to a week to keep it instead of just like, let's say, like going out like every single day or like studying every single day or like doing homework like, every single day and stressing myself out or something like that. I just set times for everything. Like, for example, like I know what days I'm in school. Like, I know what days I have my club. So, like, from this and this, I'm in my club. From this and this, I'm doing homework for this. Or, like, for on the weekends, like, I set aside time to, like, go out, like, enjoy my day. Or, like, maybe do some self-care, like, something like that. Um, or, like, on the days I don't have club, like, I have work. So, like, from this and this time, I have work. And so I only have this time available to do homework. Or, like, things like that just to keep my life more like balanced, I guess, and like make sure I spend time with my family while also like doing my work or doing my projects or doing whatever I have to do for school. Um, so yeah, just doing a schedule will help me just be more balanced with.
I feel like definitely getting rid of them. I think you should find a goal, find that motivation to lose the bad habits. Obviously, slacking has been one of my bad habits, but over time, I realized that if I slack, then I'm putting myself in danger of, failing classes and, just like not graduating. And obviously, my goal is to graduate and my goal is to go to college. And if I don't accomplish anything in school, then I won't be able to get to that point. And you're doing this for yourself. You can't have goals for other people. Like if you don't want to graduate and you don't, set yourself and you're doing this for other people, then you're not going to put your all into it. So you have to find your goal and your motivation. And my motivation is being a part of, I think we're like 20% of people.
My,
No, not in school. Like,
you mean Hispanics?
yes.
Yeah, I think we're not a high number.
Yeah, we're not a high number. So obviously all of us in this room would like to be a part of that percentage. And I think, also being the first person to graduate, the first generation of my family, that's my motivation. And I'm doing this for myself and as well to set the example for my younger brother. And that's my motivation. My motivation is my brother, myself, and my future. You can't blame anyone for your future. So you have to set your goal and get rid of those bad habits.
Okay.
It says, I searched it up, guys.
Comparing.
Yeah.
Shout out Juba. Shout out.
Shout out
Juba.
Comparing 2022 to 2023 to 2021 to 2022, Hispanic students' rate improved from 76.1% to 77.7%.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the new generation has definitely changed a lot. Like, we've changed a lot. And especially because our school is, like, mainly full of the minority. I think I think it's mainly just like African.
Yeah,
Mainly in the school.
97%, 98%.
Yeah. So, the new generation has broken a lot.
It would only continue if we keep on like carrying, that tradition of fighting for our goal and, paving the way, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like there's been like a huge like stigma around the new generation, if you know what I mean. Like there's like a lot of like the older generations that said that, we're doing like we're gonna end up ending the world at some point and like things, but like also we're bringing new ideas and we're bringing new traditions into the world, which I think it's great, and we're liberating ourselves more.
Yeah, I think some people may see it though, like as you see us as like reckless maybe, but it's like as you said, we're free and like we're not as restricted as they were or as they are. So we're more open minded, for example.
So lastly, do you guys have any classes you want to recommend, like that you're taking now?
Or any favorite teachers, favorite memories,
There's
favorite
Juba.
memories.
He's not behind me right now.
He's actually behind her with a bow. I mean, like
Bow arrow?
bow and arrow. Bow and arrow about to shoot her right now. Oh, I don't know if we can say that. Oh, I don't know if we can say that. I don't know.
Roger.
But he's not behind her, by the way. He is not behind
Okay.
I would definitely recommend, like, I think AP classes are like,
Yeah, definitely take at least one AP class. I think it's good. At least it looks good on your resume, I guess. And it's like worth at least trying getting the credits at the end of the year. So.
and hear me out, GPA boost. Well, not for stats. But I actually do recommend stats a lot. It's a really fun class, if I'm being honest. And, you get to see a lot of different perspective, just like.
And Juba is someone who's gonna hold you accountable. So like we said, going back to good habits, that class is gonna force you to develop good habits, or you're gonna drop out or fail. For me, I'm gonna shout out some teachers that memories that I had. Shout out Rodger. I love them freshman year. If you have him freshman year, he's the best. He's a little, he's a little quiet sometimes, but I still love him. I definitely recommend taking if you can just venture out and take out either like you said AP stats or AP Lang. I thought all lit. I think those are classes where I think it's just a workload that gets a lot of people, but like once you kind of get used to it, most of the teachers are nice. McDermott, I love him. I know he's definitely disappointed me right now. And my grade is not the goodest in this class.
The goodest.
On top of Sheridan.
But but both of them, McDermott and Sheridan, I always walk into their class and like I sometimes Sheridan, but I walk into McDermott's class every single day and I'm just happy because he's just good energy. It's like a good. I don't mind going to his class, even though it's an AP class, and even though he gives a lot of work, I'm like I don't mind going to it because just the vibes. And I feel like when you walk into a class and even though there can be a lot of work, if the vibes are nice and the teacher is really, really nice and high energy, it just makes me feel happy. Like, it makes me feel happy to be there. I know Mr. Huber, love him. Calculus, I didn't know what was happening last year most of the time, but I just love going to the class because it was Mr. Huber. Like, I remember me and David would just make jokes the entire time about randoms. We told him to wear a do-rag the day of the AP test. He did it.
I remember that, yeah.
But, it was just so, stuff like that made my day better. Like, I would walk into the class, instead of being like, oh, I have AP Lit. Oh, I have AP Calc. Oh, I have AP Calc. Like, I'd be, happy to go there, even though I'd end up not understanding anything.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out some teachers. I really enjoyed culinary. Like, it was a lot of fun. I think you guys should culinary. I took culinary 1 to 3 because there's one. I started my freshman year in 1, and then year with 3rd. Chef is a very nice guy, very funny, and Miss A is also very sweet. And they just they're really good. They're really good partners, and I enjoyed that class. Another teacher that I've liked. I really liked Miss Sheridan. She was really nice. She used to get mad at Rodger for coming in late.
Yeah. Me and her had our disagreements every now and then, but like I said, I never regretted going into that class. It was a class that I felt welcomed in. And Any other teachers? I'm trying to think. I'm probably forgetting loads of teachers that I loved. I loved all my teachers.
I am too. I liked a lot of my teachers. I can't remember which ones I like really enjoyed. Miss O'Gorman was a good teacher. I didn't really like understand math at that point, but I really liked the way she taught math. She was very nice about it. Another teacher that I liked. Oh, Miss Banfitch is really nice. You guys should definitely take AP Environmental Science.
Definitely.
Yeah, take an AP course. Take an AP course or an honors course. Just something to,
And also challenge yourself.
yeah, challenge yourself.
All right. My current favorite class, I really enjoy stats, as I said before. It's a great challenge to have. And, I've never had an F before. So I've definitely been crashing out because of that. But it's a really fun class. And I really enjoy, having Juba as a teacher himself. He challenges us and he just wants the best for us. And I think that's, great. Definitely great. And, he like picks out like everything, like anything, like if it's like anything that's like your grammar, the way you act. And like also just like also with the cursing thing that we have in peer. I think, that's a habit that we all have to
Shout
get.
out peer, by the way. You guys should try and apply it to peer leadership.
Definitely. It's a lot of fun.
I also really enjoy peer. Peer is a very fun class. I've, gotten closer with everyone in that room, and we're all like a big family. And, Juba tries to take, our bad habits away from cursing. And every time we curse, it's 50 cents.
Yeah. Roger, how much do you have?
Yeah, I would like $3 right now, I think.
I owe $2.50, unfortunately. But I think, it's a great habit to, take away, especially like he said in the, work space. You can't be cursing or anything because, it's a bad example, and especially like, bad example to our freshmen that, we're cursing and, bad language. So, that's a class I enjoy, and also a habit, that we all have to, Well, I don't think Angela has any. No, you don't. Neither does Alexa.
I actually, when we were on our trip, I saw like a white, like, I don't know if it was a white caterpillar, but it had like white fur on it. And I got scared, and I said a curse word, and he heard me. So I owed 50 cents, but I paid it. I gave him $1, so now like I have one free curse word now. So
yeah. Going on with also, I love Miss Sheridan. It's a love relationship. I've gotten really close to her. This is my 3rd year having her. Sophomore year I had her for honors English. Junior year I had her for AP Lang, and this year I have her for public speaking. She's a very quirky teacher. She's like, something you wouldn't expect. And I got, on a personal level with her, and she's super sweet. And, also AP Lang, I have better grammar now. I feel like, I've progressed in my grammar and it's better. Also, I started learning bigger words. And also, we're in debate club. Angela and I are in debate clubs. So definitely join clubs. Join clubs,
Yeah.
join sports. Be a part of, your school community. Be active. It's very nice, and it looks great on your college application. So start soon, because, it just shows, like, if you start freshman year and you're in the club till senior year, shows how you're loyal and you're committed to your clubs, and also holding leadership positions as well. Rodger's our president. Angela, you're
For
you're
debate club.
for debate club president, and as well for honor society for NHS.
Secretary.
You're secretary. I know you have volleyball
I'm the manager for the volleyball team.
treasurer.
I started that sophomore year, I think, and I've been doing it since senior year. I was treasurer for student council for, I want to say 3 years too, maybe 4 if you count like the last few months of school for freshman year. And I was last year. I was the vice president for National Honor Society.
Ooh, a lot of leadership positions.
Who is also on the e-board.
Yes, I am our events coordinator as well as social media manager for debate club. Very fun. I'm also in a youth advisory board out of school. So if anyone's interested, let me know, because we definitely need more members. And it's also great to work out out of school and, as well do community things. Like over the summer, I was volunteering at the library and working with children because, like I said, I would love to work with children. So it's something great, something that's fulfilling. Yeah.
I want to shout out one more teacher. I want to shout out Juba because he can be strict, but like he's a good teacher. Like he'll get you out of your comfort zone, and he's like really funny sometimes.
Definitely. Like,
Shout out Bakari.
Oh yeah,
yeah, shout out to
Bakari.
Bakari.
Evans is our favorite, best advisors in the world. And I know you didn't go, so yeah.
Yeah, I would want to shout out probably Miss Sheridan. We're pretty close. I would say I've known her since my sophomore year, and I had her last year for AP Lang. And obviously I'm in her club, the bake club, and she also had my older brother too. So she's like been knowing my family, like she knows my mom, and like I had trust in her. Like I was able to tell her things, like about me, about my family, and she was just someone like I trusted. Like I could go to her for anything, and like I knew she would always have my back. And I also learned a lot from her. I think she's like a great teacher, and she's very like passionate as well. So it just kind of like motivates you to also be like sort of passionate as well. But like besides that, I think probably like my favorite class. Sure, I don't think I could choose a favorite class, but I recommend like you guys to try different classes. Like try an art class, try a music class, maybe take like a CET class, like graphic design or any sort of class like that. Like I've tried so many classes and I've found like a passion for like finance. Yeah.
Do a sport. Do a sport. Do a
Yeah,
sport.
Yeah, do sports.
Do a sport. I beg. My biggest advice that we can all take away is get involved.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get away from bad environments, bad habits. Because you'll find mentors that you never had before, and you'll find a new group of friends too, depending on the thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you do soccer if you want to do soccer. Do wrestling if you want to do wrestling, and do track if you want to do track.
Yes, and also if you don't think you're capable of doing something, that's athletic, there's always something there for you. I thought that myself, just because, I'm not a great runner, I don't have stamina, but I did shot put for, I believe, a year. And it was something I enjoyed. It was really fun. I wasn't the greatest at it, but I really enjoyed, weights. It's really fun. There's also, a huge array of sports. You have tennis, football, soccer, bowling, volleyball, basketball. Also, for both genders. We're always open. So, it's very great to join and, be active. And there's always something there for you, even if you don't think there is. And it's also a great way to make friends and be surrounded by great people, which could break bad habits. So just, being in a great environment breaks bad habits.
And events. We have a homecoming coming up in our fall spirit week coming up. So, next week, I think next week's podcast will dive a little more into that.
Yeah.
Sure. But just a little reminder, tickets
You should go to homecoming.
Yes, homecoming.
Good, and participate in Spirit Week.
Spirit Week is so fun. Very, very fun. I can't wait to dress up as a Sonic Angel for Character Day.
I don't know. I still gotta find out my Halloween costume too. I think I'm gonna go as Woody. Is that it?
Yeah, just
Right.
wrap this up. I would like to thank all of the listeners for tuning in to our first episode of the second season. Again, I'd like to thank Rodger and Alexa for coming onto the show.
Rolex.
Rolex.
Ooh.
We're also excited for the rest of the season to see what goes on in the school year.
Thank you for
I
coming.
hope. Oh, sorry. I hope you guys can take away from this, from learning good habits and how to break bad habits, favorite classes, and hopefully we did recommend any classes for you.
I just made beat you laugh. I was just trying to make her laugh.
All right. So, goodbye, guys. This is
Bye.
the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Next time you come, the boys soccer team will be GMC champions in next month, I believe it. So I'm manifesting it. And a couple of podcast episodes we'll be screaming with the trophy. Just saying.
Okay. So goodbye, guys. You guys should definitely keep listening to the podcast and subscribe to wherever you guys listen to this. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Peer to Peer. We hope our conversation has inspired you to explore your own path and embrace the leader within you. We invite you to share your experiences and join the conversation on our social media platforms. Follow us on Instagram at NBHS Peer Leadership. Don't forget to subscribe to Peer to Peer on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. Please share Peer to Peer with someone who would also enjoy the show and get value. Peer to Peer is a member of the Zebra Podcast Network. Visit zebrapodcastnetwork.com for more information. This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.